NLP Practitioner, Presupposition number 10. Most of us are familiar with the concept of wholeness. We know that a whole apple is better than one that has been cut into pieces. But what exactly does it mean to be whole? A lot of times, when we talk about something being whole, we are talking about how it is unbroken or how it contains all its parts. And yet, there are many things that are broken and still considered whole. You'll begin the process of becoming whole by making yourself aware. Becoming whole is a process, and you'll want to take your time with it, as it can be an intense experience. Once you are aware of your fragmentation and how it affects you and others, then you can work on reducing this fragmentation. The first step in the process is awareness. Once you become aware that there is something wrong with the way that you are living your life, then there will be no turning back from becoming whole again. Internal conflict is a state where the self is divided. For example, we might have an internal conflict when we are trying to decide whether or not to drink alcohol. If one part of us wants to drink alcohol, while another part doesn't, then we would have an internal conflict. The more fragmented a person is, the less likely they are able to function properly. The more fragmented you are, the more likely you are to have an internal conflict and problems with self-image. Since anything that increases wholeness will decrease internal conflict and improve self-image. All procedures should be designed so as to not only increase wholeness, but also decrease fragmentation. This is an important point because it makes clear that not just any procedure will do. It must be designed in such a way that increases wholeness while decreasing fragmentation at the same time. The goal of all interventions is to increase wholeness. This means that if we're to do any form of intervention, it should increase the wholeness of the individual, not detract from it by making them less whole. This is why we need to move away from fragmentation and instead focus on wholeness. We have seen how internal conflict and fragmentation can lead to all sorts of problems in our lives. And when it comes down to it, we want people to be whole, not fragmented or broken. So let's work together as a group to make sure that no one ever feels like they aren't whole again.